Hey, everybody, welcome back to Sales Sprint. This is the week we're giving you tips, tricks, all of the things to help improve your sales, as in more inquiries, more bookings, and more money in your bank account, which is ultimately what we love to see. I'm excited today because we're talking about the S word, the big S word, capital S sales, which you're meeting one of my very, very good friends, business collaborators for years, and somebody who has seen Travel Agent Collective through many, many uh, eras, and also helped to increase our sales, get us to the point where we are right now. So you guys are getting you're getting some behind the scenes strategy here from an expert. Welcoming Shannon DSouza, sales expert extraordinaire, magical woman all around. And we're talking sales calls today.
Hello, everyone. You guys may have seen me here and there. Nikita and I have worked together for the last 6 years, and it's been such a pleasure to see this entire journey unfold. A lot of what we're talking about here today and at the conference, Nikita has embodied and done herself. So this isn't just theory that we're talking about. This is something that you can walk away today, start implementing and making more money. Ultimately, isn't that the reason, Nikita, we have a business? For me, I started my business over 10 years ago to create freedom. And for me, that had to come with financial freedom. And so I have over 20 years now, if you can even believe that, of sales experience. I started when I was 18 years old. And that is probably the number one skill if you want to be successful in your business. It's not even necessarily being an expert in travel. It's how do we attract those clients in? How do we have the right conversations with them? How do we qualify them? How do we present the offer to them? How do we close them into that sale? And then how do we keep them so they keep buying? That is what the sales cycle and the sales process looks like.
Absolutely. And you know me, Shannon, I would say 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I'd hear the S word, I would have run from the room. I'd be like, gotta go. You're breaking up. I'll see you later. Just end the call. I didn't like the word. I didn't like anything to do with it. It was something that I avoided. But in any business, including travel, in such a fun industry, I know so many of you come into the industry because you're passionate about travel and you want to travel more. And so sales is like that bridge between you getting to travel more. The more clients you bring in, the more sales you make, the more freedom you create for yourself, and the more travel you can do too. You get to book yourself in at the Four Seasons or the Rosewood, just like you're doing for your clients when those sales start to flow. So that is like sales truly is the bridge.
Yes. And I think there's a lot that has to be said around reprogramming our mindset, really, around what sales means. A lot of people think sales means being pushy, sales means being aggressive, sales means chasing, sales means insert whatever words you want, right? And so, especially women who are in this industry, we don't want to be perceived as that. And the good news is you don't have to. It can be very intuitive. You can understand, where someone is in their process and when is the right time to approach them, how to continue to nurture and engage them and love on them, and then how to make your ask in a very honorable and respectful way. So sales can feel good. You just have to decide that's what you want for yourself.
Absolutely. And that is the key, the mindset piece that I think was missing for me 4 years ago. I really just didn't like the word and I didn't like everything that was associated with it. But there are so many different ways to sell. And I always talk about it from a social media perspective that every single time you post, you're selling in a way, but you're not always saying book now, call me now, here's my number. You're subliminally selling and you're subliminally laying the foundation for everything. Before we get into the sales calls, I want to drop some numbers. So the average income of a travel advisor in their first year of business, their first few years in business, is $20,000. And the average income for travel advisors with 5 years of experience is $60,000. And I just got to say, that's too low.
That's unacceptable for me. So my life's purpose, and Nikita knows this about me, is only 11% of women, whether they're in corporate or entrepreneurship, makes over six figures. And so my life's purpose is to help raise that 11%. And the thing about travel is everyone's doing it. I despise wasting my time researching, trying to figure things out. When I've done it myself, when I did my big Euro trip, I did a bunch of booking of hotels by myself. And then I had all these issues and I did it through Expedia. Expedia wouldn't help me. They were like, oh, well, look at that refund policy. You clicked off on that. So that's your problem. So there's a few $1,000s gone, right? As opposed to like being able to talk to a human and like give me feedback about a property and tell me, oh, those pictures are old, or like, look at this, reviews, or look at this doesn't have any breakfast, or whatever it may be. So for someone like me, which is, I think, a lot of us, right? This is not our expertise. We don't want to be the expert in this. We just want to have a good time.
Real high there. Yeah.
And I mean, Nikita, you know, I just came back from Disney and I had a travel advisor, and I did have to pay a nominal fee to get her to put the itinerary and all the details together. And I was like, yes, please take my money, because I don't want to deal with the overwhelm of learning what I have to do in order to book Disney. And a girlfriend of mine, she said she spent 20 hours researching on YouTube. I don't have 20 hours.
That's exactly how I felt about Thailand and Bali. And so I used an amazing travel advisor for that trip as well. And you were there too for part of it. And it just made the whole thing flow so seamlessly. And so we say all this to say that there are people out there who need your service, want your service. The travel industry is a $1.5 trillion industry, and it's expected to grow another 6%. Despite all of the hubbub about the economy, people are expected to continue to travel.
Well,
And the
I'm going to continue to travel regardless, because that's my escape from all the work that I do. Like, I'm worthy and deserving of taking these beautiful trips. So that's a non-negotiable to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people are prioritizing their work life balance much, much more. I think we're starting to creep away from that era of like not using PTO days. That's crazy talk. Let's use the PTO days. So, the good news for you as travel advisors is that there is business to be had. There's a piece of the pie there waiting for you. And so much of that is understanding and just getting comfortable and confident in yourself to get on a call with anyone and rock that sales call, close the deal, and get them to book with you.
I
So
honestly, I would add to that, Nikita, that it's even before that, it's building relationships. Like, if we have a connection on Instagram and you're engaging with my content and you're asking me questions and you're commenting, oh, Zidane's eyes are so beautiful, or whatever it may be, my son, we're going to continue the conversation. And eventually it is going to get to like, Shen, what are your plans for 26? Like, I know you're always jet setting somewhere. Like, what's on your schedule? Right. And then I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to Egypt. I'm going to go to Morocco. And then you're going to ask me like, oh, do you have that booked already? You're like, what are you going to do there? Right. Like, all of these things are just going to organically come out because you're building a relationship with me. And then all of a sudden you got 6 deals.
yeah, absolutely. And that is, you and I both know from experience that that is how it works. Like, look at how many people we have hired from Instagram to do various things in our businesses, just simply because those people are there, they're present, they're engaging with us, and not necessarily always selling. So I want to hear in the chat from all of you, how do you feel about getting into the DMs with people? Because I know I have these conversations in the community all the time with advisors, and people are like, I don't know if I even want to comment on someone's post that I don't know. And I think what Shannon and I are both here to tell you is like, you gotta you have
I do business with so many people who just show up like that because it's easy for me. I don't have to search for you. Like, you came to me, that's like the universe just delivered me what I was looking for. So like, why wouldn't I just work with you? And we both said that's how it happens. And it's relationships. And to me, that's what sales is. It's relationships. It's not just this transaction of like, let's book this one trip, bye, see you later. Like, if I travel once, I'm going to travel for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. And you get a better idea of what that person's willing to pay, their budget, all of the things. So that first trip is truly like such a gold mine of information. But I think you make such a good point here, because I think oftentimes we are intimidated or scared to think we're bothering someone. But truly, okay, love it. I see someone in the chat, Yvonne. And Vanessa both said, no fear, LOL. We love that, because I think the 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 speculation, or the thing that we think is like, oh, I'm bothering people, or I don't know, or I'm unsure. But if you come at it from a place of, I'm just commenting on how beautiful their child is, or like how, fun their Disney trip looks, or how great their garden is, like, it doesn't have to be a hard sell in the beginning. But you also can't underestimate how, I post a lot on my personal and on my business account. You can't underestimate how people love it when one person, even if it's just one person, comments to say, oh, what a beautiful garden, or wow, you look like you had so much fun there. A lot of people are lurking and not engaging. So if you just took that simple little step to connect with people, people will remember it and they will appreciate. And reciprocity is a thing.
Yes, yes, amen, hallelujah. And so I think you have to understand, especially with social media, we have to sow seeds everywhere if we want to build that luscious sales garden. And our energy and our mindset has to be disconnected from the outcome. A lot of people come on social media and are like, I didn't get any business from it. Like, it doesn't work. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, let's look at how your energy is. If you're always trying to grab and take, then that's what you're going to attract, right? You're not going to get exactly those dream clients who want to work with you for years, who feel comfortable opening up and sharing. And the thing about social media is, with just watching, you can see my lifestyle. You can see what I do. And so even if we start with like a really small trip together, you're going to see if my business is growing, then I'm going to want to invest more in my trips in the future, right? Like, what I was investing in 5 years ago is completely different than what I'm investing in right now. And if you were like sharp with that and understanding how to use the tools that we're given on social media and marking me in your DMs as like a lead, we have a flag. I don't know if you guys know that, but you can then go and watch me. You can also then create your own feed on Instagram for those leads that you just want to watch. So it's not like you have to look at everybody's content. You can curate your experience to be like, these 20 people, I want to make sure I'm on like their radar every single time they post. And then they're like, whoa, look at this. Like, we
She's
built
always
that.
commenting and always hyping me up. Wow, how does she do that?
Right? And so this
Yeah.
is intentional selling. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
not here just trying to spray, whatever I'm selling to anybody and like not even talk to them and understand where they are. And we have a comment from Gigi Mack around cold DMs and not loving that. And I'll give you a stat. Cold DMs, there's a 5% conversion rate. So I wouldn't knock different strategies. The thing is about choosing the strategy that's right for you. And if cold doesn't make you feel good, great. You don't have to use it. You're always in choice. But understand that sometimes people are looking for things and they don't have time to get into the, hubbub about like, how
Yeah.
are you? Where are you from?
Back and forth.
They just will take your offer. So just know that there are different ways to sell. And then also, if you have feelings about that, then that's probably like the energy you're putting out about sales as well. So one of the gifts that I've given myself is to not have any judgment over how anybody sells at any given time. So sometimes I'm like tagged on somebody's sales post that I hardly even know. And I'm not going to get annoyed or upset about that. I'm just going to be like, first of all, good for you for selling. Good for you for putting out what you have to offer, because I didn't even know you were doing that. And then sometimes I'll even refer that person business because I'm like, oh, so-and-so was talking to me about this. And then I can share that someone else is doing it. So
Absolutely.
you never know what you can sow in your sales garden.
Absolutely. And that is the beauty of just like approaching social media and your interactions over there. If you're using it as a sales funnel to start building relationships, because I had an advisor recently, we were on a call, and I think I just mentioned, like, I made an offhand comment just saying, one of the things that you should absolutely be doing every single day is engaging with people meaningfully. Like, go, like, just like we're talking about, hey, wow, your garden looks so good. Your dog looks so cute. That looks like that was such a fun beach day. And so she ended up engaging with an influencer, somebody that was like a mom blogger or something like that. And that influencer wasn't ready to travel yet, but she ended up getting a shout out on her page for something that led to more bookings from other people who were following that person. So all that is to say, like, never be afraid to relationship building on social media will always pay dividends, especially in this world of automated this, AI that. People will absolutely appreciate. That is one thing that Meta has never allowed us to automate. It's engagement. And does it drive me a little bit nuts? Yes, it does. But it has maintained the integrity of the relationship building on social media. It means that when people see a real DM from you saying, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute, they know that it's coming from you and not a robot. And so you can't underestimate how valuable that is in the relationship building process. And that's how you get people on sales calls. That's how you get them coming out of the woodwork to be like, oh yeah, I was thinking about this trip and this, that, and the other. And I thought of you, because you just casually built that conversation and that relationship with them.
1000%. That's exactly it. And so it's removing that sales fear, removing that expectation, removing like these fake timelines of how long it should take to convert. If you do your daily sales activities, your DSAs, it will always lead to something with someone at some point, because you are actually very valuable in the work that you do and what you bring. And you have to believe in that even, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of people have like mindset blocks around like, why should they even do this? And are they even worthy of getting paid for the work that they do? And so if you feel like that, first of all, let's look at like why you feel like that. Is it because maybe you're not showing up on social media in a way you feel proud of yourself? This is a huge one that a lot of people have worked with me on. And so then maybe that's, you need a photo shoot, right? You need professional photos, or maybe you need better video, or maybe you need to up your templates and social media game. And so all of these three things Travel Agent Collective takes care of, right? The conference, you're going to get photo shoot, you're going to get videos and content, you're going to get your templates, you're going to get an understanding of all of these things, as well as implementation, as well as tangible goods to bring into your business right now. So that'll increase your confidence. And when your confidence is up, your sales energy is up. You're going to be talking and shouting about your business. People are going to like be excited because you're excited.
Absolutely.
And then that will attract new clients.
I think you make a really good point about like thinking a little bit deeper on the root of why you might not like sales or might feel uncomfortable approaching people and striking up conversations with them, because so often it is about some underlying things that are happening, either around how you feel like you're perceived by other people, how you might be showing up currently, knowing that you can maybe push yourself a little bit more, do a little bit better. And maybe it's just the fear overall of like putting yourself out there. Then there's also the fact that like, yes, people can go and book with OTAs, they can go and book with Expedia. So sometimes I feel like advisors feel this almost like push and pull and this competition. And to some degree, yes. But I think where we want to get all of you is to the point where like you're not competing with Expedia. You're on your service that you provide is on a whole other level than Expedia. So what I always say is like, first and foremost, let's just remove that altogether and let's market in a way that is like on another level from that. You're marketing in a way that's attracting people based off of value and go at it from that. So what can you do to highlight that value, show that you're an expert, all of those things that sort of clears the energy of trying to like compete constantly with Expedia and sort of like put yourself in your own bracket?
Well, I mean, Expedia is not a human. So to
No, it
me,
is.
Expedia is not actually your competition.
No, no.
So why I work with travel agents is because they can get back to me immediately with my questions. They can take things off of my plate. They can understand what I'm looking for. And then, within days, I get exactly what I wanted and I didn't have to waste my time or energy, right? Like they take care of all of those pieces. They also get perks for me that I can't get myself. So like, you become a spoiled traveler when you work with a travel agent.
Don't
And
we
so,
know that to be the truth?
and then I get gifts too. So like
Yeah.
it's a plethora of incredible things that I wish that travel agents would talk more about, because you're not competing with an automated solution. Like that's not who your competition
Absolutely.
is. And so
Me Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, in every industry and everything, there's going to be competition. Like that's the reality of the situation, right? And it's about sharing your voice and showing who you are is why I'm going to choose you, right? And so a lot of what I hear about is like, oh, what if I don't have a beautiful office like you? Or what if I don't have a beautiful setup? That's not what I'm looking for, right? Like you can learn how to get good lighting and where to put the camera and make it look studio like with your phone, right? You can get that education, and in fact we're going to teach that at the conference. Like
Absolutely.
you're going to walk away with that information, right? And then you're going to walk away with how to share authority in video. We have another speaker that's going to talk about that, right?
Mhm.
So that's really important as well. And so these are all of the pieces that if you sit down and you kind of write the journal prompt of like, what's stopping me from showing up 10 out of 10 online, you're going to get all the answers. You're going to get all the information. And then a lot of it sometimes I hear is it's money. I don't have the money to do that. And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? Right? Like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your business or not? And so then you have to decide, like, are you serious about your busin Like, do you want to be that client for yourself that gets to go to the Four Seasons or gets to go to the Ritz or wherever it may be that you desire? Guess what? We all have to invest. And when we, take ourselves seriously and when we put the energy of money behind it, the universe rewards us with like, okay, you really want this, right? You're proving it that you're willing to do the work. You're willing to learn the thing. You're willing to put it into practice, right?
Absolutely.
And both of us have gone through a massive transformation of investment, right? Like my highest investment was what, for one coach, I think my very first investment was like 25,000 US. And that was my first one. I didn't even start small. I just like jumped right into it. And that was scary as hell. But I made 13 times return on investment for that one.
Absolutely. And I think on this whole like vibe of how you sell, one thing I wrote a post recently about this on Instagram. Oftentimes, how we sell is how we also buy. How we buy is how we sell.
Yeah.
So, if anytime you look at an investment for yourself or for your business and you're like, too much money, I can't do that. That's how you're going to sell. You're going to always sell with like oh, this might be too much for them. Maybe I won't recommend this resort or this hotel because it might be too much for their budget. Or I don't know if they're going to be able to afford this. So you get on your sales calls and you're holding that energy in, and then it doesn't work out. The client doesn't book because they can feel that like that it's like magnets that are opposite pushing against each other. They cannot come together. So it's so important to be mindful of how do I approach selling? How do I approach investing in my business? Because at the end of the day, you're asking someone to hand you thousands of dollars, right? They're spending, their travel's not cheap anymore. They're spending a decent amount of money to go to a place. So think about it on the flip side for you. Can you make those investments in yourself? Do you allow yourself to make those investments in yourself? And that is so key. I think I shared that over the last, she's literally been working with Travel Agent Collective since the very beginning. November 2019, baby, all the way back in the day. And so she has seen this evolution for my own self personally, investing in myself and my own personal growth. And over the last 3 years, something that's been really important for me has been masterminds and retreats. And every single year for the last 3 years, the business has increased 40 to 60% in revenue. But some of the ideas and the things that has come out of being in those spaces, it was scary as heck. Let me tell you, scary as heck to put that money out there and not really know exactly how it was going to come back to me. And that is just how things go. We have to invest and take the step before to put in motion the things that we actually want. So, but what I want to say is carving out the space to do that type of work on yourself and in your business will always pay dividends. My best ideas, my best business moves, all of the things have come out of being in rooms with either Shannon, Corrine, Kate, anybody who is in my like tight circle of people I mastermind and retreat with, because we're able to sit in a room and work on those things together. It's been so, so helpful for me.
And we're not distracted, right? Like, so how many things have been on our list that we're like, we're going to get to this thing. We're going to get to this thing, but we don't have the brain width. That's what it comes down to. We don't have the like mental capacity to do this in our day to day. And that's why when we carve out that space, we go to a place with like-minded people, we're just dedicating our time to solving those problems, they get solved.
Absolutely.
And the beautiful thing about what's happening at the conference is that you're going to walk away with a GPT, an AI GPT that has every single thing that we're teaching done for you. So when you're ready to like pop it in, you're not like searching through your notes. You're not like flipping pages. Like it's already going to be trained based on your exact business and avatar. Like what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. And this is why we're just like completely flipping conferences for travel advisors on its head. This is the first sales focused conference that I've ever seen in the industry geared towards travel advisors. And I was chatting about this in my stories this morning about how like I sort of been a little bit disappointed with industry conferences. I know that what keeps you guys up at night, when you guys saw Sales Sprint, you showed up here, even though sales might be a little bit scary to you, because I know that what keeps you up at night is not supplier updates, and it's definitely not destination training programs and certifications. It is your sales. It's your leads flow. It's how many people are booking with me this month and this year, and how much money do I have in my bank account? That is what's important to you. What has been missing from so many conferences in the industry is helping you lay the foundational things to get to more sales and more bookings. And so we're inverting the priorities a little bit. It's like 1% supplier and 99% the sales and marketing, because in my opinion, once you have that down, you have those systems down, you can sell any destination, you can sell any hotel, you can rocket and sell anything that you want. So that is what we're teaching you at the conference, is how to sell any type of travel.
1,000%. And so tell me in the chat if you would love to have consistent sales. Just write the word consistent if that's your desire, where every single month you know that deals are coming and flowing to you and you're going to close. So I've been working with 7, 8, and 9-figure businesses. And what you're going to learn at the conference is a process that it doesn't matter if it's travel or cars, software or dentistry. It works.
Anything, baby.
It is a life, sales is a life skill. That's what this is. And I embody it. I live it every single day. And you guys might be like, oh, I don't know. If you have children and you have to negotiate with them, guess what? That's sales.
Yeah, you're speaking truth. That's like everybody here.
Right? So this is a very, very hands-on experience, and Nikita has done an incredible job really just deciding to put the customer first. And I feel like in the travel industry, that hasn't been done.
You guys being the customers.
Yes,
you guys being the person that needs and deserves to learn these things and have these things in place. So we really are like flipping the pyramid on its head and focusing strictly on you. So this conference is about helping you to set up the sales systems and processes to attract more people, turn them into bookings, and then nurture them so good over time that they are repeat business. They keep coming back. We talked a lot about that yesterday with Corinne, and they refer you to other people. That is what you need to run a successful business. People coming in, people saying yes, people continuing to come back to you again and again. So we're connecting the 3 dots through all of that. And Shannon's piece is going to be the sales call. That is the part where you get the yeses. So it's a really important and fundamental piece. And I think we often think, well, I'll just wing it based off of whatever client asks, the questions the client asks me, when in truth, there's a scientific method to prepping people in the call, questions you can ask them to lead them to the yes. So tell me a little bit, Shannon, about that.
Yes, absolutely. There's a formula. This isn't about winging it and figuring it out. And I hope I close. There is a formula that I'm going to teach you where you're able to qualify people based on 4 different portions. And so it's about understanding B, their budget, A, the authority, N, the need, and T, the timeline. And it's called BANT. And so, yes, you can absolutely take that and run with that right now. But at the conference, we're going to dive deep into how to actually ask those questions. What are those questions, especially when you feel icky? And typically that comes with budget. And so even though B, budget, was first, that's the last question you're actually asking. And it's not, what is your budget? Because majority of the time, the client doesn't know. So they're going to spit out things that make no sense. Then you're going to listen to them, and then they're going to see options that they didn't want to see. And so I'm going to teach you more around the N. N is the need. What is the experience? What is the desire? What's the vibe? What's the energy that they want? And then you're going to help them, guide them as the expert to determine the budget. And then that's how you're closing like thousands and thousands of dollars in travel, is truly understanding the person in front of you and then curating that experience for them and giving them that concierge, that like very custom experience.
I am so excited for that, because I do think that a lot of the times we get nervous around asking people their numbers, asking people how much they want to spend. And then we trap ourselves into thinking like, okay, well, they said $10,000. So I'm just not going to show them this list of resorts I have over here that are like banging, that will like solve all the problems and do all the things. So what I love about this method is like truly like, let's get to the root of the desire. Because I think Shannon and I can speak for a lot of people when we say that, like, it's not that I don't care what the budget is, but if you give me something irresistible, I will figure it out. I will go and find the money to
That's
make
how
it
Nikita and I have been working together. I will always like share an offer with her, and she's like, yeah, I do need that.
Yes.
Right? Like, and so you can't be afraid to just put things out, right? And so if you ask me how much I want to spend to go to Egypt, I might say 10,000, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
I
No
have
clue.
no
I mean,
idea.
if the 10,000, if it's a difference between $5,000 and staying at a resort that I know I'm going to love and like rave about, like again, people will figure out things. So what I love about the approach that you're going to be teaching them is figuring out what people actually want, and not just like the practical list of amenities and things they say they want, but like deep down, what is it that they want? What is the outcome and the transformation they want for the trip? So you can serve them up some like delicious options that maybe like they would not have thought of, or maybe didn't necessarily fit in the budget that they put on paper when they submitted your inquiry form, but you can present to them and get a yes anyway.
I love when a travel agent shows me like what I had asked for of like, this is what $5,000 looks like. But then when we look at what I had actually said in words without the number, shows me that option. And usually I go for the one that was more expensive because I'm like, oh, I can't get what I want with the budget that I gave them. So obviously I'm wrong here. It's like buying
Yeah,
a house, right? Realtors, it doesn't make sense to ask for the budget if they don't truly understand the need of the family, right? Like if you
absolutely.
have 4 children, 3 bedrooms, and a $1 million home in like a tier one, school district, that's not going to cut it. So
Absolutely.
it has to make sense.
Absolutely. And so this is going to be a really good opportunity for you to take a step back and just get more comfortable and confident in your sales call process and have a formula that you can repeat again and again and again. So it's not guesswork. So you're not getting on the calls feeling flustered. And especially so you're not getting on the calls feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Are they going to say yes? Are they going to say no? It's more of a discovery. It's more of an opportunity to see like, ooh, what can I present to them that will serve their needs, but also that's going to lead to a nice commission check for me too.
1,000%. And we'll close it off around like getting rid of the fear of the follow-up. I absolutely hate it when I have a sales conversation with somebody, they give me all the information and then they never show up to like either ask for the sale or like to find out when am I making a decision on this, or just drop the ball.
Because they're scared.
I
They're
know.
oftentimes
And
scared.
to me, I want to see that you're serious about us working together. And so, like, you
Absolutely.
are organized to be like, hey, are you moving forward with this? And there's nothing worse than like following up too late, too,
Mhm.
right? Like, the trip is coming up so close, it hasn't been booked. Now, the prices have completely changed. That happened to me, actually. I was working with somebody and then they left it for too long. And that just made me feel like I wasn't enough of a priority, right? Because all of my prices have now changed. And so now I'm wasting more money.
Absolutely. And I think, we like to call me the slippery fish. I I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to remember. There's 70 million things on my
True
plate. I
story.
need you to pester me and follow up. And that's a lot of people. You think that people are just ignoring you, but they're just like busy with their kids, dropping them off to ballet or like 10 million other things. So the follow up really is key, and not being afraid to just ask people where they're at and see where they're at, but doing it in a really strategic way that gets them to say, okay, yeah, I'm ready and I'm ready to commit. But so oftentimes it's simply just showing up, because a lot of people drop the ball. So if you're the one person that does not drop the ball, that's easy business for you.
I had to follow up one time 7 times with this client. And then now she's been a client with me for like 4 years.
Yeah, and listen, my knees would be quivering after the third time. I'd be like, I don't know if I want to go to this person, So it's being brave.
Mhm.
It's being brave.
And knowing that you are providing a life-changing service. Like it was nothing personal to me. She just has 4 children. She just has a busy business. You know what I mean? It was not personal. It was just something that was not the highest priority until I like kept showing up and she's like, oh, she's serious. Okay.
Absolutely. But we do often make it about ourselves.
Yep.
We do.
Yep.
And that's a trap we don't want to fall into. So Shannon's going to be covering sales calls and helping you lay out a just chef's kiss process for yours, so you get more people saying yes to you. And overall, the conference is truly meant to help you again set up those fundamental systems in place in your business. I consider knowing what to say on your sales call a very fundamental
Yeah.
system and process you need in place that's repeatable every single time, because you're closing deals. But the whole conference, the whole theme of the conference is those systems to help you get more bookings, and then keep nurturing people so they are repeat business for you. It's going to be really good. October 19th to the 23rd, Ava Resort, Cancun. If you'd like more details, comment conference. We'll send you all of them. The pricing is going up at August 22nd, and our payment plan is also going away on August 22nd. So it is a really good opportunity to consider right now whether you want to come or if spots run out. We do have limited spots available because we want to be able to give you guys a intimate experience, but also support you one-to-one. So we're going to be doing things like auditing your website, auditing your socials, and your current sales process. So there's going to be lots of opportunity and lots of touch points to learn from our experts. And this is workshop style. So you will be sitting in a room with Shannon doing some of this work. It's not just theory that you're going to write down in a notebook and then forget later and never implement. And then as Shannon mentioned, we're doing a really, really big thing in having AI be a part of all of this. So now we get the awesome opportunity to pour into an AI tool, all of the things that we are going to teach you at the conference. So when you go home, it's basically like taking the conference speakers home in your pocket.
Yeah, Shannon's brain, Nikita's brain, Corinne's brain, Kate's brain,
Exactly.
and we're bringing in speakers that are experts from around the world. So
Absolutely.
this isn't like the same old at any other conference that's happening. Like, we are literally bringing in the most cutting edge education, like, for right now. Like, it's not
Right.
about what was working 4 years ago. It's about what's working right now in this economy.
Absolutely. It's going to be really good. We're excited. We're talking to Core right now. So we're
And we're
trying
bringing the fashion, guys. We're
We're bringing
bringing
the fashion and we're bringing the vibe. Like I I don't think I've ever been to a conference center where I was like, this is amazing. I feel so great being here. I don't like the dim lighting. I don't like the black draping. I don't like any of it. So we're completely transforming the space to be more inviting, to be cozy, to just this is serious work that you're doing on your business. We want you to be in an inspiring space. And there's just nothing more uninspiring than like gray carpets and no lighting. So we are flipping the script in so many ways at this conference to really give you guys something that you have never seen before in the travel industry. That I can promise you.
Absolutely. Okay, well,
Okay.
get your tickets now. Like, so ask for the sale, right? At the end, are you ready to join us? Comment conference below if you're ready to join us. I know for this investment, you're probably going to 10x that within this year. Like, I can put my money where my mouth is. I know that for a fact. I know that when you get all of the pieces in alignment, you will get what you desire. And
Absolutely.
so invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. We'll see you guys in October. Bye, everybody.
Bye.